Hello everyone, welcome back to some more Tyranny. It's time to head over to the Iron Hearth. Speak to good old Verus and Ash. Ooh. It's a pretty cool picture. Hello, friends. More friends?
Sorry, I can't.
Alright, we can't get back there. Halfway's dead and Alfonso. Okay. The disfavored soldier chuckles with disdain at the Scarlet Chorus fighter. Consider it. Not for a second. We pick our soldiers from elite northern families. We don't recruit from flies buzzing over a mass grave. Are the disfavored so narrow-minded? My gang's strength delivered us across half a dozen battles with a line of fallen enemies in our wake. Not many conscripts can say the same. The question is not a matter of your skill, but of your breeding, your training, your pedigree. Noticing you, the Iron Guard salutes. Hail, Verus and Ash, Fatebinder. What? If I might take a moment of your time. What do you need? This person comes representing a Scarlet Chorus gang. What did you call yourselves again? The Grinning Bleeders. We have a long and storied reputation in the Scarlet Chorus ranks. Killers of the highest order, my gang. He puffs up his chest with pride. Before I was boss here, I ran with the Broken Shits, the Salty Nightmares, and the Trap Gang. Y'all have some interesting names. Everyone made a name for themselves during the war. You made up at least 2 of those gangs, and don't even bother denying it. Just be careful what names you toss around when there's a former boss standing within earshot, you little pissant. Verse, so kind of you to chime in with your corrections. In any case, he's asking you to join the Disfavored, which is out of the question. I've explained the numerous reasons why we can't allow it, but the wretch won't listen. Is that accurate? It is. We're not looking for special treatment, just a new beginning. Seeing as we're healthy, fit, and combat ready, the Ironclad should have no reason to refuse us. Especially since they're low in numbers. That may be true, but it's no excuse to pollute our respectable ranks with your company. We're more than capable. Put any weapon in our hands or send us on any suicide mission. It'll be a mercy compared to what we faced under the voices of Narat. That much is true, at least. There's something to be said for a general who isn't going to gut you in your sleep because it suits his flair for the artistic. Those are the first fair words I've heard you speak about, General Ash. Perhaps you're coming around. Then you can count on them being the last, you overfool midden pile. Damn. If we joined up, the Disfavored wouldn't have to compromise their staunch northern morals. We would take the bloody work off their hands. You must know Kairos' law back to front, and I trust you know our traditions as well. If it peels this lamprey off my backside, I'll allow it. Speaking for my gang, we'll accept your judgment. We're eager to crack some tearsmen's skulls with Kairos' army again, no matter what color they wear. I don't really know the law in this situation, but okay, yeah, let's... Why can't the recruits join? Most of us would rather swallow our tongues than take orders from some rigid officer who talked his way into leadership, but to each their own. Where do I start? Not only does Verus and Ash handpick his disfavored from the decorated northern stock, he takes a personal interest in our training and education. We are his sons and daughters. To accept anything less in our ranks would hold the very process in contempt. The only capacity they could serve would be manual labor, hauling wagons or digging latrines. But that's the work for slaves, and not what they've come requesting. Better training, better quarters, iron weapons. There's a Papa John's joke in there somewhere. The Disfavored have everything we wanted out of joining the military. We want to serve Kairos to the best of our abilities. Is that asking too much? Old Ironclad here seems to think so. Their respect for command leaves something to be desired. Okay, why did you leave? Our old gang boss fell at the last battle of Vindrian's Well. We saw how the Disfavored operated and realized it was a chance for a better life. A longer one, too. Desertion happens every day in the Scarlet Chorus. I can tell you that we won't be missed. He says that like he's boasting. Only the shit-heeled recruits who never make a name for themselves are overlooked at muster. Okay, Verus is kind of against this. Oh, whoops, I didn't actually mean to click that. Oh, no. Oh, okay, I didn't mean to click that, but... Stealing from the boss is a good way to find yourself at the end of a pike. Be prepared to change your name before the end of the war. Yeah, I'm not taking a bribe. Jeez, I'll be against everything. Whatever's fair, we're prepared to stand by it. Dang. Oh. Oh. I mean, they did abandon their duties. I did send that other Fatebinder for breaking the law. But is execution too far? Instead of wasting their strength, maybe we assign them to hard labor. Yeah. Like, if I had caught them out in the open, like, just trying to run away from the army in general, I think maybe execution. But since they came looking to fight, still, they just didn't want to fight with the Scarlet Crusade, then, or the Scarlet Chorus. This, no. Well... I'm actually kind of torn between this. They did desert, though. So, this seems too lenient. But that's a waste of our talent! We could shed so much blood for the Disfavored. You have gained loyalty with Verus. Oh, I agree. It's a waste, but these fools should have known better than to turn coat. It always bites you in the ass eventually. Horde maggot, you occupy space and eat our food. Don't presume to complain about your treatment. Fatebinder, I thank you. We could all learn from your practical, calculating approach. Alright, well, hey. Voice? Reverse loyalty ability. Not something I thought we would unlock. Oh, the launch Verus into the air. Right. Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. We've almost got her fear ability, too.
On it.
Sorry, halfway's dead. Alright, Aalos. You're named. Greetings, Fatebinder. Aalos, 32nd Legion. The soldier salutes. Glad to see Tunon's agent grace Hearth. Ash's troop has no lack of order, but a servant of the court is always welcome. Between our missing commanders and a Scarlet Chorus lieutenant pinned down, I'm afraid we have our hands full. I suppose I can spare a moment for conversation. Tell me about the Scarlet Chorus. Seems our troops have this little maggot of a Scarlet Chorus lieutenant cornered over at Cato Village. From what I'm hearing, it's the same guy who's been ransacking our caravans the past few weeks. If I wasn't already handling something for Ash, I'd go and skin the filth myself. You being here simplifies matters. Make sure this lieutenant doesn't leave the village with his life. Okay. Good of you to pitch in. No more than the loss of one more chorus rat. Let's learn about the north. I hail from Balmywell, a small hamlet far west of Kairos' capital. It's nothing glorious, but I can trace 6 generations back there, so it's home. I hope to return there someday with a heap of tales, rings, and renown. Once Verus and Ash gave me his favor and recruited me to join the army, my family went from respectable farmers to elite folk. Better regarded or respected than damn near anyone. They must be doing well for themselves. Alright. Thank you for the side mission.
Will do.
Hello. A Hoja's calling. Sigil of life regenerating. DPS and recovery. Control life, huh? We don't even have any life stuff, and she doesn't either. But still, that is a better staff. The thing is, her staff right now grants bonus to frost, right? On weapon crits, frozen for 6.2 seconds. Actually, I think you'll just equip this anyway, because it's better. Okay. Maybe I'll take this one. Not that I really use... Yeah, never mind. Do you have any potions? Okay. Well, let's give you a couple more. Very good. Fox trick. Alright. Kind of you to stop and chat. I'm in a sticky situation, and no one in my gang is alive or around to help me out. Stop wasting the Fatebinder's time. He has better things to do than listen to some criminals mewling. I'll be the judge of that. Thanks for hearing me out. The Disfavored aren't keen on conversation, otherwise I wouldn't be here. It's impossible to get a word in edgewise. Soldiers caught me outside a breach in the old walls. That's it. I wasn't inside. I hadn't stuck my toe through the threshold, and I wasn't dancing with any bane. I have a healthy relationship with self-preservation. Why were you arrested? You're only hearing one side of the story, Fatebinder. Our scouts observed this wretch readying to enter the old walls. Her account is flawed. Her guilt witnessed by multiple trustworthy northerners. I'm sorry, is readying to enter the best you have? Because I could just as easily argue that you're readying to get knifed between your shoulder blades. But it doesn't count for shit until I see blood and bronze. I didn't go into the old walls. Case closed. If you ask me, this prisoner's already been tried and sentenced, but if this little game will silence her caterwauling, then be my guest. What are we doing outside the old walls? My gang went inside, as I tried to tell the Disfavored claws 100 times over. I shouted myself raw, trying to get them back out, but the gang was having none of it. Our leader discovered the breach and got himself excited over the chance of finding treasure. Try as I might, I couldn't talk him out of it. I wasn't there, of course, but I'm familiar with the arrest record. There was no gang, just a lone opportunist out to make her fortune breaking Kairos' laws. The scouts could tell just by looking at her that she was headed for the breach. She's a fiery one, put up quite a fight when they took her into custody. I have no reason to doubt the charges. Never. I grew up in the tiers. Even we knew better than to go inside the old walls. If not because of Kairos' law, because the things lurking inside would like to eat us. They were looking for treasure, right? Our boss was obsessed with honing his position, which is healthy when you're in the Scarlet Chorus. When he came to the conclusion that the old walls might have some powerful artifacts, yeah. Typical behavior from someone who isn't confident in their leadership. Makes for a nice self-fulfilling prophecy when their own gang takes them down. More loyalty. See, she understands. Okay. No, they didn't cause the breach in the old wall. I mean, I'll ask, but... Are you kidding me? It would either take incredible force or incredible magic to bash through the ancient barrier. Yeah, I didn't think so. I'm inclined to agree. Don't make the mistake of giving this one too much credit. Alright, I'm ready. Let's have it then. I hope you have everything you needed. At the very least, the evidence isn't sufficient to prove the charges. You're free to go. Yeah, that lore. Favored with Tunon, Wrath with the Disfavored. Hey, listen. Tunon is more important than the Disfavored. Shrewd, Fatebinder. Very shrewd. I think you'll do just fine. Legal technicalities are my favorite kind. Go rejoin the war effort with a new gang recruit. Start your own if you have a mind to. That's an order. Aren't these two at war, though? With each other? Like, wouldn't they kill her anyway? What's this whole prisoner crap? Like, this seems odd to me that they would just let her go. Yes, ma'am. If you were gathering a force, I'd kill my way into your good graces. Maybe I have to settle for less. This goes against my orders and my reason, but I cannot argue the ruling of Tunan's agent. I'll let you go. Try and stay out of trouble. I'll stay out of the old walls, but that's all I can promise. Alright.
Will do.
Oh, we can rest here. You have no names. There's a star up here. Hello.
Oh, look here.
Osmia. Puppy. For the boots. Cloth bracers. More cheese. We know Verse hates cheese. Alright, let's go sell some stuff. A disfavored javelin. Oh. Better melee, less range, but better accuracy, better recovery, and better armor piercing. Wait. That's a dagger. What the hell? Hold on. I was on the wrong thing. Disfavored javelin. Better armor pin, more recovery, more DPS, less accuracy. More armor penetration, huh? 7 as opposed to 3. Slightly more recovery, slightly more DPS, but that's accuracy. 32 bronze, huh? Well, let's see. Open this up. We will sell those. Sure. Okay, and all the other stuff we can use, so we're gonna get 45 out of this. Sigil of Stone. We don't have one of those. So let's buy the sigil. Now I'll take most of our money. I may not even be able to buy this. It is better, but I'm not going to spend all that money on it. What about the shield, though? That's cheaper. This will give me more parry, dodge, and +2 endurance. That sounds better. Oh, wait. Right, I need to put it down here. In fact, it's heavy. Okay, we'll just go with this for right now. Let's learn this. Oh, lore 50. Actually, that's. I think it's higher than ours too, right? Oh, nope. No, it's not. Haha! Huzzah. Okay. You also have the tenderizer? Okay, we need to give that to you. Equip that as your second weapon. I guess we can maybe sell these? Disfavored shield will go up here. So I guess we could sell that. We could sell the guitar. The boots. Alright. Let's look at the spells. Sigil of Stone. Flesh to stone. Foe target versus endurance. Petrified affliction for 9 seconds. Accuracy minus 20. Killed an enemy in rock and earth, petrifying them. This spell is very inaccurate. Or stone spike. Hold on, we need to create one of these. At least Surge of Glory, because it's pretty cool. Oops. We don't need that. Oh, that's a lore of 60? Okay, well, never mind. But we're going to assign this to you. What are the spells we want you to have? You have more frost damage. So, giving you... Hold on. Giving you some frost would be pretty good. Yeah, Icicle Storm. You won't be able to use that. Okay, we'll do range. So you have one buff spell. Do you even want you with the buff spell? I mean, Surge of Glory is pretty good, but I guess we could use Surge of Glory on ourselves. Because she also has better lightning damage, right? So do a bunch of AoE with this stuff. Phantom Bolt. Okay, then let's go back to this, and we'll make the Surge of Glory for ourselves. And then do this one. And replace that. You no longer need Fulmation, or however you say it. So maybe we'll try the stone one with you. Range of 4 meters? Four meters is not much. But we'll try it. That accuracy kind of makes that a lot better. And the stone spike I'm not as interested in. Alright. Oh, man.
I got it.
Osmia. We're not even to the Ash yet. You must be the Fatebinder of Tunon, the disfavored Ironwalker bows. Welcome to Iron Hearth. I'm sure that Graven Ash appreciates any help you can offer. Circumstances have a way of coming together so that the disfavored are always stretched thinner than we would like. What can I do for you? Are they overworked? She rubs her palms together and frowns. We're trying to shoulder the brunt of this civil war without the strength of numbers. The Scarlet Chorus can throw 1,000 disposable bodies at an issue without a second thought, but we're forced to be a little more discriminating. You might be trained to deal with the stress of combat and all-night drills, but we're fatigued even by the high standard we set for ourselves. She studies you in a cautious manner. Not that I need to burden an agent of the court with my misgivings. Once the war is over and the tiers are properly subdued, my hope is that Kairos dispatches some relief troops to support the occupation. We all deserve a season of rest. Yeah. That's very generous of you to say, Fatebinder. I'm grateful to know that someone is listening. Okay, we're redoing the conquest. After the Edict of Storms hit, I spent some time among the ruins of Stalwart, digging out survivors from the Legion. Afraid I didn't find much. You must have moved on by then, or else we would have assembled a team to excavate you. My prison moved with me. There was no reason to tarry. He bows his head respectfully. I still think about the brothers and sisters we left behind. Sometimes I can imagine that I can hear their voices carry on the wind. Okay. I expected that to be a side quest. Hello, everybody. Don't worry, I'm just gonna take this stuff. Fatebinder, it's good of you to report in. These days, it is difficult enough to judge friend from foe. I am pleased to recognize you as the former of the two. I see you've brought the Voices of Narot's spying whore to my doorstep. Yeah, I guess he doesn't like. Lest you think me amused by your irresponsible conduct, know that I am not. First is a useful ally. I need her on my side. At least until we get tired of each other. Don't worry, old man. I'm not going to drive a blade into your spine. Not while you're wearing a breastplate as thick as the old walls, anyway. Verus and Ash glares at Verse and returns his severe expression back to you. His mouth is set to a disapproving line, and he seems on the brink of saying more, but waves off the matter. After what transpired at Vendrian's Well, the Disfavored must hold fast to our allies. You are here because of your support at the siege, but I don't mistake your confidence for devotion. The Scarlet Chorus would not have you. Tunon is my master, and he stands above your petty squabbles. Yeah, I'm not really here to serve the Disfavored. If he stood above them, then he could see well enough how the Voices of Narot has inspired against our forces since the beginning. No, for all his claims of objectivity, I have my suspicions that your adjudicator is as compromised by this war as any of us. Damn. These are troubled times for all, but none more so than the forces of Kairos. Our organized defense has splintered, loyalties are challenged at every level of command, and much that we have built during the conquest crumbles under its own weight. We had thought the Vendrian Guard were the final death rattle of this region's defiance. We were wrong. The Tears have risen up against Kairos, emboldened by their countrymen. And while the Disfavored labor to maintain order, that serpent, the Voices of Narot, grows his army of lunatics and sellswords, preparing to lash out when we least suspect it. So our little exercise in defiance wasn't a total failure. I'll try and find some cold comfort in that knowledge. Maybe not right now, Eb. Maybe just, not the time. Not the time. I can only imagine that the Voices is driving his gangs mad with plots to storm this fortress. There can be no peace while the Voices of Narot lives, and no order while the Scarlet Chorus rampages across these lands. The elimination of chaos must be our first priority. Then we can have our time to govern the Tears as Kairos intended. Can I depend upon your support against this scourge? I mean, if there's some questing involved. Our position of authority in the Blade Grave is far from secure. We need to establish ourselves in the region in order to cultivate our strength for the battle to come. As soon as I am confident in our chances, we will depart this realm and wipe the Chorus threat from the face of Taratus. The Unbroken, former daughters and sons of Stalwart, vex our efforts to secure this region. The Edict of Storms offers them cover. They slip past our patrols in the light of day, hiding their movements behind clouds of dust and debris. Kairos cast this blight on the country to set an example, not to plague those of us loyal to the north. You must travel to Sentinel Stand and seek out Stratus Herodin. He is the last of the old Stalwart bloodline who called themselves regents. Put him to the sword to end this edict once and for all. Oh, so that's why it's still going on. One of those leaders still remains alive. The last of an elder bloodline that ruled Stalwart and maintained its dignity. He's also a filthy coward. During the last battle of Stalwart, he crouched behind the walls of Sentinel Stand Keep and refused to meet our forces on the field of battle. I mean, I think we know, but sure. You should know that better than anyone. Did you not proclaim Kairos' will upon their... Yeah. Silly question. He would neither surrender nor impel his soldiers to do so. As such, Kairos decreed that storms would ravage the country until the regent was dead. Stratus Herodin was free to kill himself, of course, but he was either too proud or too gutless for the task. Why has no one killed him? Because he persists in crouching behind the walls of Sentinel Stand. With the Edict of Storms raging around the Citadel, no one has been able to enter or exit since the last year of the conquest. No bird or missive has left the wind wall either. The Edict is all the proof we have that Herodin still lives. What about that Blendin dude? He could surely get in there. Nah, we know of the Edict of Storms. Alright, consider him dead. Find the last regent, kill him, end this Edict of Storms, and staunch this seeping wound of rebellion once and for all. The downfall of the Unbroken and the old regent will send a message throughout the tiers. Our rule is absolute, and dissidents will not be tolerated. Could we not find a common ground? No, we'll consider it done. Or, yeah, I will travel to Sentinel Stand and judge by my findings. If your perspective is as lawful and orderly as it ought to be, the right path should seem clear. The Unbroken must be destroyed, and the Edict must end. Should you arrive at any other conclusion, I suggest that you stifle your opinion and follow orders like any good soldier. Oh, I'm sorry. Last I checked, I wasn't under your command. There's one final matter to discuss. My daughter went missing in the second year of the conquest. I have reason to believe she is trapped in the fortress of Sentinel Stand. If you can find Amelia, bring her home to me. It is the one location in all of Starward we cannot reach. If her detachment of soldiers was taken captive, she would have been placed beyond my power. No doubt for the southern wretches to use for negotiation. Okay. She has her father's stubborn persistence. She is an excellent fighter, though more brazen and eager to test herself on the field of battle. I have objected to this disposition in the past, but it seems as integral to her being as the very breath she draws. Our relationship has endured its challenges. The last several years I have been a better general to her than a father. Once the war is over and she is restored to the Legion, I hope we can find in ourselves to know each other once more. I won't ask that. I won't ask that either. He won't like that question. If I find her, I'll ensure her safe return. That is all I ask. Amelia is but one soldier, yet if I had the forces to dispatch, I would make her retrieval my highest priority. She is a commander of the highest renown and a paragon of northern values. Fatebinder, I offer you my support in this mission. The Blade Grave is a place of memory. I left many cohorts buried among the ruins, and no small part of myself as well. The matter is a sensitive one, but I fear to speak it in the company of the great general, though he doubtlessly knows already. Speak on, son of Barik. Nothing I've seen you accomplish in the field has diminished you in my eyes, and I know my soldiers as well as I know myself. I lost countrymen by the hundreds in the last day of the Stalwart campaign, and for my troubles I became fused in this armor. The Blade Grave is the last place I ever felt human. That is all I will say about it now. The last battle of Stalwart was a terrible time, perhaps most of all for you who survived. I mourn those we lost and recite their names often during the morning drills. We cannot restore their broken bodies to the north, but we can remember them as they were. Yeah. Barik stands straighter, and for a moment you can't tell if he's going to lash out or crumple into himself. You are prepared for anything. After a long pause, his shoulders sag the slightest bit. My cohort marched on Sentinel Stand to complete a mission. We failed. The walls of the keep defied us, and the last region of Stalwart refused to meet us in battle. The coming of Kairos' edict cut us off from our objective. Because of this, the Blade Grave is also a place of regret. Of course you can accompany me. I appreciate that, Fatebinder. Verus and Ash is attentive and understanding to each of his troops, and it pleases me to see his example in you. And in you, Armored One. Never forget that I found you at the mere germination of your potential. And you have accomplished much in the ensuing years. Thank you, General. Aw, he's embarrassed. He's blushing. Your map is already marked with the position of Sentinel Stand. It would take me 100 lifetimes to forget those old walls, or the day the edict shattered our advance. Do I have further questions? Okay. Every member of the Disfavored is as precious to me as family. Their bloodlines are known and respected. Their performance in combat beyond every expectation, and I would go any length in their service. They call me General or Archon, yet I consider myself a servant and guardian of these excellent women and men. But I suspect that isn't what you intended to hear. There is a deeper connection. Yeah. But to appreciate it, you must understand our history, my rebellion, and my rise to power. Cut to the chase. Okay. We are more than a mere army. I ensure that the Disfavored Legion represent everything we hold dear in the North. Rigid discipline, training to perfection, respect for law, and the importance of family. As conquerors, it is our duty to teach the savage lands not just how to live up to the values of the Empire that the Empire sets, but how to live for them. Okay. As Kairos conquered the North under a single banner, there were those of us who resisted the call to unification. I was a young warlord at the time, petulant and inflated by pride. I rallied the sons and daughters of the North to stand against Kairos. Our offensive was valiant. We planted our shield wall between the armies of Kairos and our homeland, declaring that no tyrants would dare cross us. Go on. We held our ground for a time, drawing the attention of others who would add their strength to ours. Every victory was discussed and celebrated by other warring factions that refused to submit. Pardon me, I have to drink. There's a lot of talking that I have to do, and it, you know, gets to the throat, man. I wish a lot of this was voiced by actors here. As you have witnessed, none can stand against Kairos. Eventually, my legion shattered against the relentless onslaught of Archons and soldiers. They brought me in chains before Tunon. He told me that enemies of Kairos would all be put to the sword unless I took that one opportunity to surrender and join the fold. What did you do? I made the most difficult choice of my career. A defiant heart still beat under my breastplate, and the blood of the North coursed through my veins, yet we were beaten all the same. Out of loyalty and love for my countrymen, I swallowed my pride and bent the knee, offering my sword and my life to the Empire. My army was granted the rights of Kairos' peace, and we lived on as servants of the Overlord. Since we had transgressed and rebelled against the offering of Kairos' protection, my elite legion was stripped of their decorated name and dubbed Disfavored, a mocking reminder of our past crimes. Even as we stand above all others in the ways of war, we struggle to earn back Kairos' favor. Every soldier in my legion is descended from those who stood with me during the rebellion. I keep them close to me because they were the finest northern stock, and their continued lineage is a reminder of Kairos' mercy. That goes for you as well, child of the North. By your unwavering loyalty and respect for our heritage, you are beloved in my eyes. He nods at Barik. Disgusting. I hope you don't expect me to listen to this sentimental drivel much longer. Hey man, listen. You sound jealous, Verse. Maybe you just don't know how it feels to be favored by an Archon. Nor would I want to. The voices of Narat takes an interest in you. That's one step closer to having your skin flayed and sewn into his tent. Ugh. Tell me of the units? Oh boy. Okay. Most of the Legion is made up of stone shields. They are the bricks in our shield wall. The Iron Walkers are the trained and efficient killers who branch out from behind the phalanx to fight among the enemy ranks. Crescent Runners are the fleet-footed light infantry who bait the enemy into premature attack. The Oathbound are specialized scouts and advanced infantry. Then there are the Iron Guard, tempered in the forge of war, armored to survive any blow, and commanders of surpassing skill. The only other units are my Earthshakers, the former mages of Cairn who command avalanches and harness nature's fury to our ends. Oh, do tell. Ebb's eyes alight with excitement. Do we smell bad? Is it the accent? The Legion takes hatred of the Tearsmen and elevates it to an art form? Just what exactly did we do to offer such offense? The South has squatted in willful ignorance of Kairos' superiority for so long that they don't deserve my respect. As the rest of the Empire coalesced into a united, shared culture, the Tearsmen prided themselves as distinct. We looked on them from afar with nothing but scorn. Oh, man. All I see in the tears confirms my bias. There is lawlessness, neglect, corruption, infighting. Everything the vaunted North has disposed of through superior breeding and culture. Jeez. Superior breeding. You don't see that as contradictory. You stood up against Kairos after all. Exactly. That happened centuries ago, during the earliest days of the Northern Conquest. If you think these periods of history can be easily compared, then you are more short-sighted than I could have imagined. Hey, just because you don't like my response, you don't have to throw insults, man. I like what you did here, but one of these days we should sit down and discuss how you talk to an Archon. It begins and ends like this. Don't piss off an Archon. I stood against a presumptive overlord to defend a way of life that no longer exists. The South can afford no such illusions. Kairos has dominated every corner of Tyratus, and claiming these lands by might is already accomplished in all but name. The realms of the South are willfully ignorant of their place in the world, and I will neither celebrate or flatter it with terms like independence or rebellion. With full knowledge of their consequences, the former lords of the South endanger the lives of their people. This cannot be tolerated. Of course, it's possible that these tiersmen may come to enjoy all the best of Kairos' offerings, but it will take generations of trial and the long-term eradication of culture as they know it. Damn. Nice to hear the General confirm it. The tiersmen are a naturally defiant folk, and you'd have to silence our ways for generations to shake the courage and tenacity out of our blood. Ebb, again, listen, maybe not this time. Keep talking, Tidecaster. You can join your friends in one of as many mass graves that litter the realm. I don't like the way that we say this, though. Know your place. I want everyone, again, role-playing. I would want everyone in my party to be able to speak freely. Though I don't want to talk bad about Barik, but okay, let's gain fear with Barik, loyalty with Ebb. Oh look, loyalty with Ebb, fear with Barik. Venturing's well is proof that opinions are a poison. I will not have them in this company or in this fortress. A pity that we aren't of similar mind. I hold the Legion to a particular set of standards. We don't have laws as you would know them under Tunan's teachings, but every soldier in the Legion is aware of my expectations. The first, honor the Legion in thought and deed. I cannot allow atrocity or heinous crime to drag my respectable northern men into shame. I expect my soldiers to follow Kairos' mandates and conduct themselves respectably. The second, honor all oaths with your life. This respects the vows made to me as Archon and Kairos as Overlord. There can be no formal marriage for the disfavored ranks. This to prevent any obligations higher than the military. My soldiers can pair up and sire offspring as they wish. The North needs daughters and sons, and I will not force my countrymen to choose between family and loyalty. And last, honor your shield and weapon. The maintenance and care of arms and armor are critical to a soldier's success on the field. Of course, there are the rare exceptions. How do you fare under that shell of iron, son of Barikonan? Well enough, General. I know I'm not in top form, but I'm able to execute my duties with distinction. As you say. Oh... I am done for right now. We're done with talking.
Will do.
Man, 40 minutes has this been? We've only just been in this one place, right? Oh my god, there's so much writing in this game. Not that it's a bad thing. And honestly, like, time just has been flying as I've been recording these and listening to these tales. Well, I guess reading out these tales. Because I think the writing is pretty good. It's enjoyable for me. But anyway, thanks for watching. Or listening to me say a bunch of things. I really do wish they could have maybe had the voice actors read a couple additional lines. But hey, you know what? I'm sure it costs a lot of money for that. But, whew. Because it adds to the story to hear the actors say these things. I think more than me reading them out. But, oh well. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you next time. Take care.